I had absolutely, I will always say to everybody, I really wish for you a life of joy and happiness and fun, doing what you love to do, finding out your passions, your joys, you're living your dreams, creating your destiny, because life is so short and it's so fast. I'm very tall and I can run very fast downhill. But, it happens so quick, and you really owe it to yourself to live your dreams. You owe it to yourself to have fun, to remember your innocence and your joy, because children all have this great sense of nonstop joy and happiness and love and energy, and then we kind of lose that a little bit through adolescence and young adulthood, but you can get it back, innocence is something you can choose. Life and positivity and helpfulness is all stuff that you can choose. So it's just a matter of sort of like going through the real emotions, letting go of things, forgiving where it needs to be forgiven, and then moving into the life that is your right to claim, and that's doing what you love, whether it's being a voiceover actor or doing maybe cutting trees or driving a garbage truck. It's all about your dream, whatever that is. So that's what my wish is for all of you, is to live your dreams absolutely fully, apologies to no one, and love yourself and love your life, because that's what it's all about for me. Yes, I never had any idea that I would ever be an actor. I had no idea I wanted to be an actor. I only knew I could never be an actor, because I was way too shy. I was the class clown, but I was the shyest person in the world. If there were 3 people in a room, I could disappear like you wouldn't believe, Wait, you were here? Yes, I was. I was hiding in the corner, So I had no idea. So you can also overcome anything you want to do. It's just a matter of determination of your own, your own freedom, your own will, your own desire. I was sort of hiding out at UC Berkeley. I was going to be a lawyer. I thought, well, my friend wants to be a lawyer, so I might as well be a lawyer too, and maybe we'll practice law together. I had no interest in law, but I thought, well, if I don't do that, I'll go into international diplomacy and go live in London or Paris, and work for the embassy. And I had one professor that was the greatest professor in the world. He an older Englishman. It was political science with a theory emphasis and the nature of man. And the final exam is says, what is the nature of man according to Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, Voltaire, and the other members that we've studied? That was point A. And point B was, what is your opinion of the nature of man based on what you read and what you know now? And I thought, this is the only time I've ever been asked to think. Yippee! So I just, as fast as I could, and then me, whee, and I just sat there writing my own self for 2.5 of the 3 hours in the exam, and I said, that's the guy I want to do my thesis with. That's what I'm going to study for the rest of my life. I'll be a professor. I don't care. That's what I'm going to do, is be like that guy. And I got back to my last thing to start my thesis, everything else. I couldn't get him for a single class. So like a brat, I said, well, if I can't get the guy I want for a class, I'm leaving until I can. So I thought, okay, I'll just walk outside their gates. And a friend of mine calls him and says, hey, Charles, since you're free, why don't you take an acting class for me? He knew I was very shy. I said, Les, there's absolutely no way I could ever take an acting class. I could never stand in front of people. He says, well, you don't have to. You can learn the monologues if you want, and you just sit in the class and watch everybody else, and you and I can have lunch before the class starts at the student cafeteria where they're learning to become chefs. This is the day before celebrity chefs. This is like people just cooked, Yeah. So, and I thought, well, food, obviously that's a very strong attraction for me. And I said, sure, we'll have lunch, because I love having lunch with Les and Harvey and all these other guys. And so we go and I'm having lunch, and then I start taking a class, and I'm like, this is really fun, watching people being actors. And and then we had to learn our monologue. And so I learned the monologue too, and I thought, okay, he's not gonna do it. And then I'm sitting there in class and I'm like, uh-oh, what if this was a trap? And I start disappearing into the back of my chair. I'm like, oh gosh, what is he going to call me? And they went through everybody else, and Les goes, okay, Charles, you're up. And I'm like, oh no. And I got up, and I swear I was shaking like this, and I'm like, oh, as I'm walking up to do my monologue. And of course, it's the bad acting school, I think the Spoon River anthology, right? Very dramatic things you can't possibly underplay. My name is Joe. I died a terrible death in the fire in the warehouse in the middle of the night. So I'm up there and I'm shaking like this, and my right foot is shaking, so I put my weight on it. My left foot starts shaking, so I put my weight on that one, and then they both start shaking like that. And I'm convinced that what the audience is hearing is, oh, my name is Joe. You know, I'm just terrified. I'm like, my subtext is, in every character I have a subtext, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're never gonna make this, you're gonna die. And I don't know whether I said the monologue or what I did say, but I reached to the end of it, and I heard, yay! And I'm like, you know, and then of course actors, we all criticize each other, and people, well, that was very nice. I want to know one thing. Why is it you're the only person here who wasn't nervous? That was the beginning of my acting career, right there. It was like, really? No way, come on, really? You know, I was really so terrified. But then, what worked for me, and I always say, all I knew was I wanted to be happy in life. I wanted to make people smile, make people laugh, make the world a better place a little bit, whatever I could do. So, I went and I auditioned for the school play, and I thought, well, I'll get that, Oberon in Midsummer Night's Dream. There lies Titania sometime in the night. I thought, ooh, I'm a shoo-in. I got this voice. I got it. I got the characterization. I'm a bigger guy. And I watched everybody else audition. We come to the end of the audition, and I'm like, I got it. I got it. I got it. I was the best. I got it. And I went to I called Les up. Les, I think I got it. I think I got it. He says, don't count your chickens before they hatch. No, I did really good. And I watched everybody else. Don't count your chickens. But okay. And the next day I walk up to the casting board like whining, nothing. Absolutely no. I didn't get Oberon. I didn't get the fairy this. I didn't get the leaf, the spaghetti noodle on the nothing. I got nothing. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be an actor. So it was an utter failure on my part that led to me saying, I want to be an actor. So I started studying like crazy, Stanislavski and things, and then we won some tournaments, and state tournaments, and national tournaments, and I just kept pursuing this. And Berkeley Rep came along and did an audition for a professional theater company. I went in, it was right after the show closed, I went in and I did the monologue I did for the Oberon monologue, and against the people who had just played it in the play. And I got it. And that was the beginning, because then I went to acting school in England, came back to